Hi, this is Bob Weiss. I'm the host of Shaking Your World. Cheers.
2, 1.
Folks, welcome home. Yet another episode of Shaking Your World. We are honored that you have taken the time out of your busy day to visit with us. Today, speaking of visiting, we have one of the top bartenders in the city of Milwaukee. We have Danielle from Carnevor dropping by to share some wisdom, insight, and I don't know, let's see where this goes. Danielle, welcome, of course, to Shakers.
Thank you, you're too kind.
Generally don't see you in this situation. I'm generally on one side of the bar, the other with you, so there we are. How's your day going?
It's good. It's good, you know, middle of the day. It's going good though.
Beautiful Thursday in October.
A little chilly for me.
A little chilly.
All right.
Harbinger of things to come, I'm sure. So tell us a story. How would you get in bartending, man?
Well, it's actually interesting. I was a server for years before I ever started bartending. I was actually working out in Brookfield at a restaurant called Homewood Fired Grill, which was part of the Surge restaurant group years ago. And Carnevor was moving locations 2 doors down. They needed a bartender for Sunday. Nobody wanted to work Sundays in the service industry. It's normally the off day. So Omar asked me if I wanted to work downtown, and I've been there for 5 years now.
Cool.
Haven't.
I've got to say that obviously I have seen a lot of bartenders all over the world, and you really have command of that bar.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You truly are in charge of that thing, no question at all. So I don't want to get too deeply into the pandemic or things like that, but obviously it has impacted each and every one of us in our daily lives and certainly in our business as well. What do you care to share about your thoughts and how you negotiated through the pandemic? Obviously, we all had a shutdown.
Right. I mean, I think for the service industry, it hit us really hard. A lot of places weren't able to survive.
Mm-hmm.
When it first happened, nobody knew what exactly was going to happen. We tried doing to-go for a while. It's kind of hard for like fine dining, steaks. You want that experience if you're going to pay that amount of money for that. So we tried it for a little bit. Just wasn't really feasible.
Yeah, center of the plate just doesn't correspond that way.
Exactly,
Yep.
and like the beef prices skyrocketed, everything. So we were closed for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult. The unemployment was okay. We all kind of got through just doing that. But again, we saw no end in sight. We weren't sure what was going to happen, but our managers and our owners were really like transparent with us the whole time. They were making sure we were okay, helping us with any unemployment needs that we needed, verifying everything, whatever we needed, and just trying to let us know what they knew as information was coming in, because obviously it changed like every other day. No one knew. And we actually had a meeting before reopening, and basically our owner was like, if you guys are doing okay, I'm not going to open, but I know you need money, so we have this comprehensive plan. We're going to do it the right way. Everybody's going to stay healthy, and we're going to open our doors so that you guys can get back to work and support your families and everything like that. But I did like lose my day job because I was working like doing some office work for the group, and it just wasn't needed after that. So I became a personal trainer.
Well, there you go. So Brave New World, it's much different for each and every one of us. So where are you peddling your skills as a personal trainer?
So I actually work at MK Fit, which is a small private gym, like on like the southwest side. I have this amazing mentor who kind of took me under her wing during the pandemic. I had a lot of free time, so I was just at the gym with her every day, watching how she did it. I'm enrolled in like the certification classes. So yeah, I really enjoy it though. It's rewarding.
Well, good. So, like, you know, my mantra has long been with this program is that through the darkest times we find opportunity. So you're out of the office, but now you're doing something else. You're in a gym, and you're finding satisfaction with that, right?
Exactly. Honestly, I don't think I would have had the opportunity to do personal training had I still been working in the office. Because I was doing that full time. Carnevor, 20 hours a week. I was working like 60 plus hours a week for a couple years before the pandemic hit. So, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it was kind of nice to have a little break. And, like, get paid to have some time off.
And all sorts of time to do some self-discovery as well, I'm sure, right? So Carnevor's been around for what, 15 years or so? Maybe not quite, but
Yeah,
summer's in there.
right around there.
Become somewhat iconic. It's a record for a lot of things, certainly for steak joints. So what percentage of your clientele are meat eaters at Carnevor? Seems a simple question. As opposed to today, we're finding that we have a significantly higher amount of people that are coming in that are vegan, vegetarian, some form of something that we didn't see before COVID, but
Right.
now that we have our clientele has shifted a little bit. We've still got the old timers, but we have this infusion of new blood that has special dietary concerns. Are you seeing that too?
I mean, I think it's just been recently in the past like 5 years, maybe 10. Yeah, people are kind of being more conscious of what they're eating. Red meat isn't necessarily great to eat every single day.
Not every day, no.
It's delicious, but and actually funny you say that because recently we added a completely vegan dish to our menu
Okay.
that we had never had, as far as I know,
Sure.
ever in the past. It's
And
like
what is that?
it's a seared trumpets.
Okay.
So they look like little scallops almost, but it's mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
It's vegan. It's delicious. It's really good.
Are they the trompe morts? Are they the black ones?
They're not. No, they're just little like. They literally look like almost like scallops. I don't know.
Okay.
They're like trumpet mushrooms. But
Okay,
they're,
but are they like beige or?
yeah, they're like beige.
Okay.
And they have like a nice sear on them, so they look literally like a scallop. So
Okay.
they're like a little brown around, like on the
Sure.
top. It's interesting. I don't know how they do it. So
Yeah.
I don't work in the kitchen. But
Yeah, well, understand.
But yeah, so and we have people that will come in and they don't eat meat, but they're like pescatarian. So we have like
Mm-hmm.
fish options, seafood. Otherwise, we have some salads, Brussels sprouts.
I'm amazed that, and you know, any number of the corporate functions do. We have somebody that insists that they have a vegan course, and yet they'll eat fish or something else, and I'm like,
It's not quite
just
vegan.
tell us what you want,
Right.
honestly, because at a certain point, you know, we don't have a glossary for these things anymore, and
Right.
certainly you're somewhere between the lines of definitions anyway.
Right.
So
Yep.
same thing with allergies.
The
and,
gluten thing, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, people that have allergies to tree nuts, but not to legumes, it's like, we'll let you decide what you can and can't have. Yeah. Cool. So what's your favorite cocktail to make?
I mean, I make a mean margarita.
Mean margarita. How do you do it?
I mean, I just start with like the base tequila, whatever they want. I personally like Casamigos or Don Julio Blanco. I do a little triple sec, fresh lime, fresh lemon, little sour mix, salt rim, shake it up. Nothing crazy, but it's delicious.
Yeah, the simplest things are the best things. So what do you sell the most of there for cocktails?
So our like beverage director and like the woman that creates our cocktail program, Addie, she does an amazing job of like creating these cocktails, and we batch our cocktails. So we
Okay.
have this one really popular old fashioned. It's a Harvard old fashioned that she created. So it's like infused like bourbons with like orange zest, cloves, cinnamon, other little spices. So that like sits in like batches for like a while, so it gets like that really sweet like orange flavoring
Sure.
to it, and we just pour it over ice with a little bit of simple syrup, orange slice. It's delicious. She did a really good job with that.
Why Harvard? Did she go to Harvard?
No, each cocktail menu there was some theme. I don't remember what the meaning behind that was, but there is a meaning. No, she did not go to Harvard, but yeah, I don't remember why she named it that.
Okay.
But
Cool. Got to be called something,
because
right?
we have another cocktail called the alma mater. So something, maybe school was like the
Sure. Ooh,
the
varsity.
theme.
Go
I'm
varsity.
not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Cool. So, as far as wines go, you've got a really nice wine program there too.
we do.
What do you sell the most of for wines?
Mostly cabs, especially like with steak. A good cab.
So Napa, California overall, up coast, where?
A lot of Napa cabs. I feel it's some of the most approachable wine. It's very fruity, like fruit forward, drinkable.
Yeah.
If people aren't sure what they like, give them a Napa cab. They'll most likely
Sure.
like it.
Recently, I think I had a lovely Turley Zinfandel there. It was quite delicious. Thank you. Do you have a lot of things from Howell Mountain?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's fair.
We have over 700 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
They change all the time.
Of course they do.
So
Yep.
I am not the person to ask
Okay,
about
no.
every single bottle, but
Yeah. Okay.
I know enough like about our glass pours that stay pretty
Sure.
consistent.
What's your favorite thing to eat?
Like at Carnevor.
I'm like, okay, let's start there.
I love just a good fillet. I like scallops or crab legs with it.
Okay.
Little surf and turf. Our truffled mashed potatoes are amazing. Our butternut squash risotto. Now I'm hungry.
So an expensive date, aren't you? Okay. So of all the restaurants you've been to anywhere in the world, what do you like? What's your favorite dining experience?
There is this place in LA. It's called the Butcher, the Baker, the Cappuccino Maker.
Ah.
It's in West Hollywood. It's just super cute. I love the vibe. It's like kind of like a brunch spot.
Okay.
They have really good food,
Okay.
good coffee, drinks.
And I'm sure West Hollywood, you got quite the show going on around you at all times as well.
Yes. I just, yeah, you never know who you're gonna see
Yeah.
or. So yeah, that's what I mean. But there's some great places around, like Milwaukee too.
Mm-hmm. Really? Like where?
I mean, after this, honestly, I'm gonna get a beet salad from Camino. It's like one of my favorites as of recently, because I live right over here. So, I actually have not really had much food here,
Okay.
but I've heard it's amazing.
Really?
Yes. So I think you know Father Brian. He lived in New Orleans for a while, and he said if you're looking for New Orleans style food, to come here because
Cool.
they can do it right.
Coolio.
So-
Good to hear.
He speaks highly of this place, so
That's always nice. So have you been outside of the U.S.?
I have gone to Mexico a few times.
Okay.
I've also been to Spain. I studied abroad when I was 18 in Spain for a month in Madrid.
Did you get up to do northern Spain at all?
I did not.
Man, you got to go. It's all
I
food porn. I love
I
it up there.
know.
San Sebastian, Santander, Bilbao. It's just.
I know.
And even Barcelona, just electric.
So yeah, I want my next big trip. I want to do London and Barcelona.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get enough. I was there for a month, but I was doing school 5 days a week, 7 hours a day. We had 2 free weekends where we
Sure.
weren't doing I was 18 too,
Yeah.
so I didn't know anything about life. But we had 2 free weekends. We went to Malaga one day and we went to Toledo another day, so nothing too far.
Nice. London's kind of quirky because sometimes you just hit the right vibe in the right place and the right thing, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And other times it's the crappiest food in the world and it's just really downbeat and it's just really
Yeah.
not worth the time.
Yeah, I mean, I like to do extensive research on restaurants before I go somewhere. We were supposed to go to Australia last winter.
Okay.
We actually ended up having to cancel 4 days before our trip because of the forest fires. But I had this whole list in my phone of this notes, and I was researched all these areas where we were staying, the best restaurants, the best little cafes, did all this research. I was asking people that had been there where I should go. So I was really disappointed I didn't get to do that. But
I'll look at it this way. At least you didn't spend the 23 or 24 hours to get there and not be able to do anything,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. We were my mom has a lung condition, so she wouldn't have even been able to leave the house half the time.
Yeah.
And that's not somewhere you want to go and not be able to
Nope.
enjoy it.
No, absolutely. Cool.
So we went to San Diego for 10 days, which was a little too long.
And you folks are recently in town doing a tour too, right?
Yeah, they did. They did this Riverside ghost tour. My dad's really into ghosts and things like that. Growing up, we were always watching those paranormal activity things where people go to a house and they have all the gear and they
Oh yeah, those
hear
people.
things. Yeah, my dad loves that kind of stuff.
Huh.
So his birthday was coming up, so she wanted to do something. They weren't amazed with the tour.
Yeah, why didn't you send them here, Danielle?
I should have.
Long Regatta is one of the 5 most haunted bars in the country, and
I
even a piece
know.
came out 2 weeks ago as we're the it in the country. So you got to bring them back
Well,
sometime.
she didn't even invite me. So had she had maybe
that's
invited me, I
that's-
could have had some input.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just came into Carnevor to eat beforehand.
That's cool.
My whole family except me.
It's good to see your family.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was good.
Hope they tip well.
Yeah. They took care of me.
Okay. So where do you want to be in 5 years?
Definitely not in Milwaukee.
Oh my God, I'm shocked. Why? This is the mecca of everything, of Paris of the Midwest.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I've been here my whole life. I grew up in Waukesha, which is like a little west, so I went to college at UWM. I'm just over it.
Yeah.
A little too small. Like, obviously, it's like a big city, kind of, but when you live here, you work here, it becomes very small.
Pedestrian, parochial, constipated, myopic.
Everything.
Clearly, I'm a convention bureau guy.
Yeah, I want to get out of here. Hopefully, moving to LA.
Yeah. What would you do there?
Basically what I'm doing here, bartend at a nice place.
Okay.
Personal training on the side. Who knows, there's a lot of opportunity out there.
There is. A lot of
always up.
competition, too.
I'm always up to try something new,
Cool for you.
so we'll see.
Good. Anything you want to talk about?
I think I'm good.
Something happened when you were 5 years old you want to talk about? I mean, honestly, come on. Now's the time.
I almost drowned when I was 2.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a happy
Jump
story.
in the deep end of a pool. My brother, who was 6, had to save me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alive to tell the story, though.
Maybe, because we have a lot of ghosts here. Who can tell?
I don't know.
So I've got to get you back for a ghost tour at some point, and of course I'd be honored to cook for you just to kind of close that, flap
Yes.
as well.
I need to.
Patrick, where do you want to go with
experience
this?
Well, you're going to Mexico coming up.
that. I am.
Oh, Tulum?
No, I wish. Going to Riviera Maya.
Uh-huh. Well, you're almost in Tulum.
Yeah, for a wedding.
Oh, but not yours.
Not, no.
Thank God.
Thank God. Oh, it would be a surprise to me. Yeah, so we are going to Mexico. Like I said, I've been there. This will be my 4th time there. I really like it. It's a quick trip.
Do you explore the Mayan ruins at all?
I haven't, but
Danielle.
I would love to.
When in Rome.
I
mean,
know,
come on.
I need to. I mean, we are going to do some like excursions. Maybe that's one of them.
Yeah.
My friends are kind of doing. I'm just like, what do I owe? I'll be there on the flight.
More tequila, more tequila, more tequila. Yeah.
And I speak Spanish, so it's nice to have somebody in the group that can like get
Sure.
around.
So it's your 4th time. What do you like to eat down there? Oh, tacos.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 times I went to like Isla Mujeres, and it's like a small island off Cancun. They have good food. It wasn't like an all-inclusive. We were able to like go around to different restaurants. We found this little resort. We were kind of there in like the off season, so they
Sure.
let us like just go there and like kayak and stuff, and like not actually stay at the resort.
Cool.
They had these really good shrimp nachos. They were really good.
Nice. Very nice. Have you been to Austin at all?
I have not been to
That,
Texas
in my
ever.
mind, is the taco epicenter in the world. By the way, it is extraordinary. So you should go.
I do like tacos, but I'm one of those weird people that doesn't like cilantro. So I don't know if it's like the gene or whatever, but I just can't do cilantro.
I would probably suggest that half the population does not like cilantro. Well.
It's just bizarre. I just
And often it's even overused because it's a very strong flavor.
Yeah.
And I think as a chef, you've got to be aware of that when you're preparing things. And what I've noticed in Milwaukee is most chefs don't understand how seasonings work, don't understand spices at all, and they don't understand how to layer things either. They're just, throw something on and there you go. And that's clearly not what cooking should be. But it's kind of what we've devolved into.
like, if it tastes okay, sure, just throw it all in there.
Yeah, knock it out. It's a conveyor belt. It's a production line. Get it
Yeah.
out. Get it out. Yeah.
It's kind of similar to a cocktail. You have to build a cocktail. You can't just like throw things together. It
Absolutely.
tastes crappy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Same ingredients, staged differently, tastes completely different. Yeah. Cool.
Are you finding a lot of your reservations changing, moving around for the next holiday season?
I mean, I guess not too, well, obviously we aren't doing as many big groups. We used to have a lot of business for like pharmaceutical parties, Christmas parties, things like that. We're not really getting as many of those for obvious like restrictions. But we've been doing solid numbers considering. So we're very lucky to have loyal customers that come in all the time. They missed us just as much as we missed them. So we're actually doing all right, considering. But yeah, we don't really get the large groups. We actually are finding that people are trying to have like large groups, like birthday parties, because like there's not many places that are accepting that.
Right.
So we're getting a lot of inquiries for
Yep.
it, but we just honestly don't have the room. We're operating at limited capacity.
Right.
We just can't take, especially on the weekend, like a
Right.
10 top in the middle of service. It's
Right.
just,
So, we have the same situation. In fact, we have a lot of the same customers, actually. But someone today, in fact, wants to have us close the place down. I'm like, it's going to cost you the same thing as a gastric surgery, for God's sakes. I mean, we can do that, but.
yeah.
And especially the opportunity cost of what you're missing, and then of course people see that you're closed for a day and they think, oh my God, Shakers is closed or Carnevor is closed.
Right.
Well, we were that night to the public because it's a private event, but
Yeah.
people don't think the whole thing through.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so now, like before COVID, we were open 7 days a week. Now we're only open 5, Tuesday through Saturday.
Yep.
But it also gives us an opportunity to have like events on like a Monday.
Sure.
Like this Monday, we had a Dominus dinner.
Sure.
So it's just like extra
Yep.
revenue for a
Absolutely.
day that we would normally be closed.
Absolutely. So I'm guessing that you have the same, Carnevor has the same staffing issues that we do. So we were fortunate. Everybody but one person of the 30-odd people on staff came back in June. But I've noticed just recently that somebody knows somebody who is sick. That person who works here isn't sick, but that we still have to quarantine them. They
Yeah.
can't come to work during that period until we go through the process.
Yes.
So everybody I know in the industry has issues.
Yeah, we have this whole plan of action. If you're feeling sick, even if it's unrelated but possibly slightly
Yep.
could be, stay home. We'd rather not risk it.
Absolutely, for the sake of our staff and of course for customers.
Exactly.
So we have the same protocols, I'm sure that you do, and all of us have to. And
Yeah.
to not have those protocols in place is disingenuous at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we have to just be smart. We have to stay open because we have bills to pay.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just all trying to be responsible inside and outside of work, masking up all the time, washing our hands, everything. Obviously, sometimes it's inevitable. You could get it from a grocery store, like anything like that. But we're just doing everything we can to make sure if we're feeling sick or we are
Sure.
coming into contact with people
Yep.
who have it, or even if they come into contact, like any of my clients at the gym, I'm asking them to get tested, like if they come into contact with
Sure.
somebody, because it's just not worth it for any of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have you guys had discussions about the state trying to close down businesses again?
I mean, I haven't really been a part of those discussions.
Yeah.
I know as soon as like decisions are actually made. But I mean, that would not be great. I think we're just trying to prove that the numbers in Milwaukee are lower than the rest of the state, like Madison, Green Bay, Appleton. That's where it's spiking right now.
Right.
As far as I know and have been hearing, Milwaukee's actually doing okay. So we're just trying to, for our county at least, like stay open
Yeah.
because it affects us.
Yeah. I promise you we wouldn't get into politics here. I do think, though, that we are underserved by many of our local heads of state. And I think that much leaves to be desired, but we won't go there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure different things could be done, but who am I to say?
There you go. Fair enough. All right, Patrick, anything else? Danielle, I have thoroughly enjoyed your stopping by today, and maybe one day we can make cocktails together or something else.
Let's do it.
And again, I look forward to cooking for you. So cheers for being here.
Thank you.
Look forward to your next visit, of course.
Yes.
Folks, thank you very much for tuning in and allowing us into your houses. And again, very important during this continued COVID-cation time that you're good to yourself and good to your family. Cheers.